Hi, Scott Orlin with CINEMA-Magazin. The new film coming your way is called Pieces of a Woman, and I'm here with that woman, which is Vanessa Kirby. You know, as a man watching that first 30 minutes, I couldn't help but be intrigued by the paradox between incredible joy and absolute pain. And I thought, but wait a minute, women have to go through that experience. What insight did you get, even just having to film it?
Yeah, that's so no one's expressed it like that before, so that means a lot. In actually doing it, I kind of realized that, I haven't given birth before, so it was a totally new experience for me to even pretend to do it. But I realized it kind of encapsulates all of life, like the great roller coaster of the whole of all of our lives, the ups, the downs, the hard bits, the painful bits, the majestic bits. And so that 30 minutes for me was like deeply profound, and I had the absolute privilege of watching someone do it for real, on a labor ward, who allowed me to be there, and so I watched her do that, and then I got to sort of do, do a version of it, and you're so right, and it's like funny and weird and kind of gross when she's, lots of people have said like, oh, the burping was really intense, and the woman I watched was feeling really nauseous, so she was really struggling through some bits of it, and I wanted to be true to that. I wanted to be true to a human being, and something that is so universal. We've all been born, and in all of our birth, somehow there's a unbelievable story behind it. And so that 30 minutes is so precious to me, and is definitely my best filming experience of my whole life.
Let's talk about that because as an actor, and you have worked in various mediums before, having been on a set, I've seen it. Everything's in short little increments. I mean, they'll do something for 45 seconds, stop. And maybe a minute and a half, stop. You guys went through the whole 30 minutes at several, I think, over the course of 2 days to film that, which had to be an adrenaline rush for an actor.
Yeah, it was a pure adrenaline rush. It really was. Like the feeling after when you finish is incredible, and the feeling just before you go into it. And I felt so lucky. I remembered on the first day being like, thank God I started off just doing so many plays at home in England, all around different areas of England. And that kind of taught me the same feeling of preparing and then going on and not being able to stop. And it was a privilege, because I honestly think that if it had been broken up into little bits, and then it cut to me being in the bath and then cut to the bedroom, I'd have had to pretend how I was feeling, but I didn't have to do any of that. I just got to let the scene do it, and just almost like more like an animal thing, and switch my mind off. And it was actually a really wonderful thing for me to just quiet the mind. It was almost like a meditation of some kind. So the fact that it was also in relationship to work and being on camera and not having to gear yourself up for a tiny 45-second moment was incredible.
Your director said that while we maybe focus on these other aspects of the movie, it's really a mother-daughter story. And it's the conflict between these two that drives the narrative. So I was just wondering, did it make you have a different perspective on your own relationship with your mother?
Yes, it did. And people have spoken about this a lot, actually, that mother-daughter relationships are always complicated. And I think in part because, we all grow inside our mother's wombs. And so we're inherently so part of them, and so part of our family and our parents' story, really. And I think we all find ways as we go through life to get our own sense of self and our sense of identity. And you go through your teenage years, and then that kind of carries on into older life. And I think it's a process really of finding who you are. And I think Martha, in losing the thing that's most precious to her, what she finds, at the end of the movie, and the reason why she's able to stand up in a room full of total strangers, but her mother's there, and it doesn't really matter that the strangers are there. In fact, it's almost like a witness statement, to say, this is who I am, this is what I believe, and I love you, but this is what's true for me. And not fear that she's going to be rejected by her mother, as she has many times in the past, or fear her mother's expectation. And so it's really a journey of one woman, or girl even, to find her sense of what it is to be a woman. And that's why I feel like it's called Pieces of a Woman, and that's why I feel like it's such a female story, and I'm so proud to be a part of it.
Well, congratulations. And I can't wait for the Princess Margaret reunion special with you, Helena, whoever is the third one, where you all get together. That'll be a nice.
We're planning that. That's around the corner. Yeah, I'm going to try and post a picture of it or something. It'll be mad. It'll be like trippy.
You're still my favorite. Vanessa Kirby, thank you so much. Pieces of a Woman, and this is Scott. Till next time.
Thank you, Scott.